What's up, everybody? Rabid Hedgehog here with Indian of Oklahoma City, and this time I get to take out the Can-Am Ryker. Now, sorry about that. It's been raining through here last couple of days, so I ran into a puddle and got it all wet in 2 seconds. My bad on that. But this is the Can-Am Ryker Ace 900. So this is the bigger of the Can-Am Rykers. Can-Am Rykers come in 600 flavor or 900 flavor Rotax. As you can see, shaft drive, mono shock, exit port for the exhaust there, all blacked out. Like I said, Rotax engine. That reverse trike that we've come to love from Can-Am. And I like the kind of bobber floating seat there. It's kind of a neat little look to it. Kind of get you down here to take a look around here. Now, on this motorcycle or trike or whatever you want to call it, it has quite a fun little startup sequence. We'll go into that in a moment. I'll point out over here, there's your forward, there's your reverse. Climb up on it here. It has adjustable bars. You can pull that up and move them back and forth. I'm just going to keep them there. Of course, there's the mirrors there. This does not move on that. So, of course, you got your cutoff switch, your start. You have your horn, your turn signals that are not self-canceling. You do have your bright selection, and that's it. Now, whenever you come up here, you have a startup sequence. Remove this fob, attach it to that point. You remove the park brake, which is there. You turn it to on. You press the start button. You let that come up. We'll go through this real fast. And of course, say all this fun stuff. Read the operator's manual for safety. All that good stuff coming up here. All right, we'll go ahead and we're gonna rock that forward. That's what kicks that on. Now, when you come through here, you can see that there's actually no buttons there. They just put that there. This is the button side. So trip A, trip B, clock, odometer, right there. This down here is your settings, your tack, your fuel stats, all that fun stuff right there. Now, if you hold this, when you get back up to the regular odometer here, or tachometer, I should say, if you hold this, you can change your modes. As you can see, now we're in sport mode. That turns off traction control, does a few things for it, livens it up. Eco mode, of course, it lightens it down, or takes it down a little bit, so that way you drive more economical, or for more economy. Eco off is normal mode. That's all you got to do. All right, next thing you do to start, you press on the single brake on the right side, and once you get that going, you go ahead and get it started here. So we'll do that for you. There we go. Now, there is no clutch, no brake lever. This is fully automatic. Tachometer working there. And right now we're going to go off in standard mode. Now, one thing I noted when I did the Spider not too long ago is that it is a different riding experience for sure. These gloves are very bulky, I apologize. It's getting close to winter time, of course, but I ride all the time. But anyway, so last time I did the Spider is like I noted how weird it is to ride because it feels pretty much like a ATV the way it rides. Of course, you have the saddle seat and you have the handlebar like some ATVs, and you have the two wheels steering up front, but you only have that one in the rear, and it kind of makes you seem a little bit less stable, but that's not something that you don't get used to over time. All right, kicking out here to the interstate here. All right, you'll see that the 900 gets up to speed quite nicely, actually, but it makes a ton of noise from the front of this machine. Being that it's an automatic transmission, and unlike the Spider where you can actually tell it where to shift to, this one's fully autonomous, so it's always constantly in a band that it chooses. So right now at 60 miles an hour, there we go, we're doing 5,600 RPM pretty much, the best way to describe that. So kind of up there in the RPM range, and I don't have a red line, so I couldn't tell you where this Rotax engine gets up to. Of course, I forgot to mention you do have fuel on the left and you do have your coolant on the right. All right, so here in Oklahoma, we deal with wind. Today, the winds are going to get up to 45 miles an hour. Right now, we're just before that happening, but we still have about 20 mile an hour winds. Right now, they're to my back though, so I'm not feeling any effect from the wind except for some side blasts here and there from bouncing off the walls over there. Now, I have to say, because we have these wonderfully broken roads, I get to test this suspension out, and it's on the tighter side. It's kind of a sporting suspension, but it handles really well. I will say that roll-off on this motorcycle is ridiculous. Look how fast you drop in speed. In fact, I overshot just because how quick this thing on the roll-off power and going into engine braking, it just drops. So incredible engine braking for sure. All right, entering this construction zone, we're still doing around 5,300 RPM to do 55. Doesn't change it too much at all. And I get it, I'm an old grandpa letting everybody pass me. Well, excuse me, this is a construction zone. I'd rather follow the rules and not get in trouble. All right, we'll roll off a little bit more. You'll see that thing just dive. Look at that, it's just so quick. All right, so now we're just at 5,000 RPMs at 50. This thing does definitely like to spin up and stay up in that band, and that seems to be where its power is mid to high rev. It takes a moment to get going in low rev. Obviously, it's got a centrifugal clutch, so it takes a moment for it to engage, so you don't feel an immediate rush of power. Like I said, this is standard mode. Feeling is really good in it. It takes about 1/8 of an inch of input before you actually feel it start going again. So that's where you are in standard mode. Let me go to eco mode here real quick. I'm gonna save sport mode for last because, you know, best for last, right? All right, there we go. I'm in eco mode now. All right, eco mode does take a little bit more spurring on than standard mode for sure. And going over these strange braking parts in the road, it's a little weird because it kind of makes it wobble in the front end a little bit. But if you put a little bit more effort into the bar, you don't feel it anymore. Now you'll notice I'm still in eco mode and I'm still pulling 5,000 RPMs at 50 miles an hour. So it doesn't change where this engine is in power, it just changes where the throttle responds. A little bit more economical, and it takes a little bit more spurring on to get it going. From 1/8 of an inch to about 1/4 of an inch of travel before you get going. Now, I do say that this engine is pretty lively for a 900. It's doing a great job hauling me around. I'm about 6 foot tall, roughly 230 pounds or so. And it's holding me pretty well. Suspension is doing really good on it. I do have a 32-inch inseam, but it doesn't matter on this because you don't have to put your leg down at all. Now the mirrors are bar end style and they're very, very visible. You can actually cook it out. I can't even see my arm over here. I need to adjust that one, but I'm not too worried about it right now. There's a little bit more wind. You can see me kind of moving around from it. That's also because of tracking and stuff. You have a single rear wheel that can get tracked and the front wheels have to adjust for its pivoting. All right. on that broken concrete there, and you can probably hear it in my voice as I'm going through it. Definitely, like I said, a stiff suspension, but I haven't left the seat yet, so good news. Getting off here, get that adjusted there. There we go. Got a clear view of the back for me. Mirrors are very good. I have to say, this is really weird whenever you're riding like this and you don't have anything else to go. All right, using that single brake. Comes to a halt really nicely. It's still so weird to not put your foot down though. All right, let's go eco mode here. It takes a moment for it to get going. That's for sure. Throttle response takes a moment to get there. But overall, not bad at all. Go ahead and switch it back over to standard mode. Next stoplight turn, we'll do an acceleration off of that. Or stop sign turn, depending on where we get. Yeah, overall, just as a two-wheeler, it takes a moment to get used to something like this. And like I said, it does move around a lot different than what you're used to. I mean, it doesn't take much input in the bar. You're already kind of, as you can see, you're wobbling all over the place. So you need to hold your arms as steady as you can and hold this bike as steady as you can, or you're going to get that movement. But it's not bad. It's actually kind of fun. It's different. All right, giving a good mash down on that brake, and it comes down to a halt pretty good. Of course, it activates all three of the brakes. All right, turn from stop here, we'll get it up. Whoop. As you can see, it responds a little bit faster. In fact, the rear wheel started spinning a smidge on that one. That was actually kind of funny. All right, let's go ahead and kind of test it on this broken here. And look at that wheel over there, independent suspension, taking a pretty decent beating over there. Transmits heavily into the bar, so you get pretty decent little jerk in there. But you know, it's not uncontrollable. Still very easy to control this motorcycle. Once again, it's more about getting used to it and how you need to hold yourself, how you need to hold the bar. Your muscle memory goes from counter steering, which you cannot do, because here's your counter steer. You know, if you press to the left, you're going to go left, right? Well, no, not this one. You're going to go right. So you're going to go left. If you press those directions, you're going to actually go that direction. So you don't have counter steer on this at all. So you have to remember how to do this. All right, let's do some fun here. Let's take her over to sport mode. There we go. As you can see, you can change that on the fly too. All right, now we got a stop sign here. We're gonna go straight. We're gonna do a little acceleration test in sport mode here. It's so weird, no clutch, no downshifting, no nothing, no engine blipping. All right. You'll spin that little tire out. Gotta get a drift going there. That's pretty funny. Definitely more responsive. And now there's no traction control on at all. You'll see that little indication right there. So it is just full power now. And I gotta say, look at that. He'll start standing his front wheels up. Let's see. Look at that suspension lighting up there, getting all that weight off of it, pushing that to the back. It's got a pretty decent amount of power for a 900. And this big old girl. Now, this doesn't ride bad at all. I like this a lot better than the Spider. The Spider just feels like a car. with no protection whatsoever. This feels more motorcycle-like. I know there's some exceptions, obviously, because you don't get that counter steer effect. You don't get the same effect in the braking and everything, because you don't have all your levers. You just have the one. But still, not a bad experience at all. Great little riding machine. All right, let's get a better check of the brakes there. There we go. Look at that thing holding itself down. Along with that engine braking, the braking is really good on it. Needs a little bit more positive feedback on that, though. That right there, it's a little mushy, but once it gets going, you'll find a spot and it starts hauling its way down really nicely. Take her back up here. Still in sport mode. Weep! This thing is quick! I have to say that the engine is quite lively, but it sounds like it's working hard for it. It sounds like it's working pretty hard, and of course it kind of is. I mean, it's already near 6,000 RPM just trying to get up to highway speed. I mean, you're 5,600 RPM. We haven't even got to 70 yet. And pretty sure 70 would be about 6,500 RPM. That's quite a lot for a tiny little engine. Like I said, you can hear it, you can feel it. There's vibes all over this bike. I mean, it's not a bad thing at all. You definitely get to ride a machine. It's a fun little machine, that's for sure. Keeping it in sport mode here. I don't mind not having traction control. I grew up without it, right? I don't need no computer telling me how to do things. All right. Through this nice broken pavement here. Get by people who don't know how to yield. All right. This is the incredible bumps. Oh, that was a good one. Didn't go off the seat. Still didn't go off the seat on that hop. This is, I mean, for tight suspension, it will keep you on your seat. Not bad at all. Oh man, this thing accelerates great coming out of the corners. It's just something to get used to. And when you do, it's a blast to ride. It's not bad at all. Like I said, the Spider felt so big and kind of restrained, but this one's just a riot. Especially in sport mode. All right. Like I said, suspension's holding out really well. Bike accelerates really well. There we go. Now it shifted down. There we go. 6,100 RPM at the 70 mark, basically. So it does wind its way up. That's for sure. All right. Like I said, just got to get used to some of these weird things. But yeah, if you're looking to get into motorcycling and you're not sure about your balance, you're not sure if you can ride a two-wheeler, but you want to get out here and experience the wind and riding the roads, yeah, there's a lot of fun to be had on ATVs that are like this too. There's a lot of fun to be had off-road, but if you want to get on-road and you're not sure about your balance, or if you're just wanting to get back into the wind and you don't believe you can hold a bike up anymore, this is not a bad place to go. It's actually fun. It's a great little ride. It's got a lot of spirit to it. It is a little jarring for you. I mean, like I said, tight suspension, and if you're used to two wheels, it'll kind of throw you off, but if you start with this and you end with this, you're not going to know any difference. And you're going to have a good time, and these start under $10,000. You can pick up a Ryker for under 10 grand, brand new. And that's not a bad place to start. Of course, those are the 600s, and I think there's one 900 that's still quite around the 10 mark, so just remember that. These are badly priced. These are a great place to go if you're looking to get into the wind or back into the wind and you don't believe you can balance a motorcycle anymore. There's nothing wrong with this at all. It's a great little ride. It's fun. It's exciting. It has all the amenities, the analog brakes, the traction control, the electronic throttle, everything's here. That's on a modern machine, but it rides kind of old school because of the way it just is, but it's fun. It's a great little ride. You can feel all the mechanical linkages. You can feel everything working for you. That ain't a bad thing. So at any rate, this is the Rabid Hedgehog. Once again, I'm riding out of Indian of Oklahoma City because they get all the cool used bikes. Of course, they have all the cool new bikes as well. They are located at 710th Street over here in Oklahoma City. They do ship nationwide. I don't actually work for them, and nor am I the owner of the dealership, nor do I work for Indian Motorcycles or Can-Am or anybody like that. I'm just a madman with an opinion out here enjoying the ride like you guys. So at any rate, keep that shiny side up, folks, and we'll catch you on the next review.
Hey, what's up everybody? Rabid Hedgehog here, and I want to thank you for watching our videos. If you like what we do, please smash that subscribe button, hit that bell so that way you can receive notifications when our latest videos are out. We also want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Law Tigers, Motorcycle Lawyers. These guys right now are out there riding with you. However, if something happens, they are not ambulance chasers. They want you to give them a call or visit their website. They're at 1-844-533-2913 24/7 and at lawtigers.com as well. If you're in Oklahoma and you're looking for insurance to protect your home, auto, motorcycle, or commercial, give Derek Enloe and Associates Insurance Agency a call. He's at 405-261-1010 or www.enloeinsurance.com. Also, for protecting our engines, we have Doug Crawford with USA Synthetics selling AMSOIL and protecting our engines. He's at www.usasynthetics.com or 405-388-6170. Thank you to our partners for keeping us protected and keeping our motorcycles running strong. At any rate, thanks once again for watching. Have a great day and keep that shiny side up.